It's not that necessarily you're anti-internet or anti-development or progress, but what you're saying is a number of factors combine and have unintentional consequences which are a real risk and danger that you don't think has been sufficiently recognised.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have criticised me for being a Luddite, which I'm not. I mean, I have as many computers as everyone. I have a BlackBerry. I mean, I couldn't have written the book without the internet. I couldn't have written the book without email. I'm not against the internet. What's interesting about Web 2.0 and the contemporary internet is it's a mirror. When we look at it, we're looking at ourselves. And on the one hand, when we look at it, it's very attractive. It shows us that I'm most energetic, and Web 2.0 is full of very innovative and I think quite smart people. On the other hand, I think Web 2.0 reflects us as narcissistic, as self-involved, as self-important, as contemptuous of authority.
So if that's what we are, though, I mean, where's the problem? What is the risk? I mean, talk to me a little bit about the kind of the cultural, the economic, the social risk that you think has been kind of insufficiently recognised.
I think that Web 2, I don't think there's a conspiracy. I don't think that, you know, Anderson and Kelly and Lessig and all the rest of them are standing around saying, how are we going to destroy mainstream media? I think there are two things going on simultaneously, and maybe you can talk a bit on the mainstream media side. You have the rise of user-generated content. You have the rise of Wikipedia and YouTube, this sort of anarchic, anti-authoritarian media. And on the other hand, you have the decline of mainstream media. It's like an up and a down escalator. They're causally connected, although sometimes it's hard to see which is the cause and which is the effect. But the ultimate consequence is increasingly the replacement of professional, mainstream, gatekeepered media. And I use that word gatekeeper very polemically. For me, it's a good word. For the Web 2.0 crowd, of course, the gatekeepers are the commandants at the media concentration camps. These are the people who are doing all the exploiting. These are the bad guys. But the real nightmare, the real dystopia, is what happens is if mainstream media continues its demise. What happens if more and more newspapers are closing and laying off journalists, as they are in America? What happens if the mainstream music business continues its catastrophic decline, and all you have left is user-generated content? All you have left is the chaos of the internet.
But that's one of the first areas where I think we part company, because is it really that catastrophic, and is it really that serious? I mean, you say in the book old media is facing extinction. I don't quite buy that. I know some newspapers have closed in America, and there's clearly a readjustment, but most developments are additional, not substitutional. Radio didn't kill newspapers, television didn't kill radio. I don't think the internet's going to kill television, though it provides, you know, huge economic challenges, certainly. And Tower Records may go bust, but actually iTunes provides me with more choice and better value, and also supports some of the recording industry. So, you know, is it really that catastrophic?
I mean, what about the Chris Anderson, who authored The Long Tail? He was asked about one of the consequences of the rise of Amazon is the closing of independent bookstores. He said to the Los Angeles Times, that's the roadkill on the way to this digital nirvana, on the way to this digital future. So I agree with you. I think on the one hand, I don't think the mainstream media is on the verge of imminent collapse, although I think it's stronger here than it is in the US, and I think that the assault on mainstream media is much less evident here than there. But I think there has to be a point where you say, when do you intervene? When do we begin to control things? If this revolution results in the closing of all independent bookstores, if it results in the closing of newspapers, do you begin to see newspapers and bookstores as like museums or schools or parks as part of the public interest?